Well, Nomies, today we're off on a big adventure. See that bridge behind me? We're getting ready to head across it. Take a wild guess how we're going to do it. All right, Nomies. This is a bridge that heads over the frozen Talkeetna River. And got a couple choices. You can go over this way. Buy a snow machine. That's a good trail rig if I ever saw one myself. Nice trailer. Nice machine. Yeah, people come down here and this is the Chase parking lot. Some people are parked in here for the winter. Others, they got their trucks, they come and go. Bring their sleds in, get in their vehicles, and head out. You can go by mountain bike. That's not where we're going. But we got to go 15 miles. We got other options. That's right! We're catching a train! Here we go! That's right, Nomies. We're hopping the train. We're going to head up about 15 miles up the tracks. We're going to hang out with our friend Robert at his inn that he's got out there, totally off grid. We're going to see how it works, see how he works, see what he's got going on, and plan some rocket mass heater building. What do you think about that, huh? All right, let's do it. You ready? Let's go. Come on, people, let's do something, even if it's wrong. This episode proudly sponsored by Gnome Domes Alaska, a non-profit workers cooperative manufacturing products that offer affordable and sustainable living solutions. Well, Gnomies, before we get too carried away hopping trains, we better let Robert know that we're coming. We'll wait. Out there where Robert lives, cell service is not guaranteed and there ain't no landline, so there is only one guaranteed way to let him know that we're hopping the train. We gotta call the radio station. Yeah, I'd like to leave an echo.
It's time to check Denali Echoes.
Denali Echo.
KTNA provides Denali
You
Echoes
ready?
as a service to our listeners without regular phone service. During business hours, you can call 907-733-1700. Echoes are aired for 2 days unless you leave other instructions. On weekdays, echoes are aired 3 times. During the morning newscast at about 7:50, during the midday newscast at around 12:25, and during the evening newscast at about 6:25. On Sundays, you can hear echoes at 6:25 p.m. And you can always read echoes on ktna.org. We have one current echo today, and I'll read it twice. It is to rob the hobo up the tracks. The gnome is coming to make you dinner. Pick me up at the tracks on Thursday's train. Moose is on the menu.
Zeus, you know what that means?
Once more, that's
David's coming to see you.
Up the tracks.
David's coming to see us.
He's
gonna have dinner.
Pick me up
Ready?
at the tracks on Thursday's train.
You ready?
Moose is on the menu.
You ready? We can go pick David up.
I'll take
Let's go.
Well, here we are, standing in line. Some of these people are getting off on the whistle stop. Others are heading to Denali, Fairbanks. Loading up. Be heading off soon.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's true.
No, I'm actually getting off the case.
Oh, yeah. Still
That
got
way
this
still?
way,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Look at that.
Well, here we are. All loaded up. Getting ready to head out. What a gorgeous day.
Well, you want to take a look around the coach. There's car A, car B, or car C. Each of the cars, there are emergency exits. They're all marked. Instructions on how to operate them in case you on the back of car A and the back of car B, you have two washrooms. There's one on the left and one on the right. One is middle, the other one might be vacant. Take slippers up and go. Let somebody from there. And
Here we go.
knock before you try to.
It's like you just get your card and then everything else starts filling out.
Behind the cafe and bistro car, we have cars A, B, and C.
No, just one way.
Just one way.
Yep.
So the seat that is printed on your boarding pass, that is your seat. That's where you can leave your things.
Here's 239.5.
239.5, and I'll be coming back tomorrow.
Private experience before we go into details in particular. For the next 60 miles or so, about 2 hours, we're going to be moving a little bit slower, looking through the wilderness for people that are out here waiting for the train to come by. There's also a number of people that jumped on in Talkeetna that are hoping to get off in the wilderness along the way.
That's us.
Blackstop zone, it's
Been traveling by yourself? Or?
Yes.
be familiar with if you watch the TV show
That would.
Railroad Alaska.
What mile to?
I'll be stopping and starting pretty regularly, frequently along this section of
Me, I just stay out there, but unfortunately, I have to make money.
Was 252. But I can't find anybody else. So, no, he's not my dog. Yeah. Yeah, I got dogs. Okay.
Okay, this point, ladies and gentlemen, the dining crew is going to come through and help you navigate.
Right alongside the river here.
Again, if you see anything going on as quick as you can, get that
There we
real
go.
swiftly.
And we got the great one in the background.
We're getting close. If you want to start walking up.
If I can get out the
Most
door.
all of them are going to be double spots other than one.
We didn't look out like last time. Last time it was all.
Excuse me.
One more.
Like,
Go ahead. Oh, goodness. Why are we going so slow?
Because I need to pee.
What?
Because I need to pee. There it is.
How's it? All right.
All right, see if we can do this without falling.
Got it?
I do believe.
All right.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Do that.
Here we are. Woohoo, we made it. See you guys tomorrow. There she goes. She'll be coming back tomorrow to pick us up. Everybody waving. See, there's Robert's mile marker. All right, I guess we should load up and Head in, huh?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, I can get some more.
Here we are, folks. Ah, our home for the night. Okay, folks, we're out here at the Curmudgeon with our buddy Rob. How's it going this morning, bud?
Good, how are you?
You know what? I'm doing phenomenal. It was a beautiful night last night. Great dinner, great hanging out. It was a beautiful time. So
Good.
now today, we're gonna take a tour of your place because you got a hell of a spread out here,
Yep.
and we are
4.3 acres.
4.3 acres,
Surrounded by state land.
surrounded by state lands, bunch of outbuildings here. The river and the railroad's about a mile over that direction, and it's just gorgeous out here, guys. I'm loving it. It's been about 10 years since I actually lived out in this area, and I miss it. I sure do miss it. That's for sure.
I love it
All
here.
right, buddy. So we just got done having breakfast and coffee. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? You want to give us a tour of the
Yep,
place?
let's give you a tour and show you a lot of the things up here.
Cool. Where do you want to start at?
Let's run over to the generator building first so we can get some power going to some of the outbuildings.
Awesome.
Snow is still deep out here. We're 4 days into spring, on the 5th day of spring. And what do you think the snowpack is out here still? 6 foot?
6, 7 foot.
6, 7 foot. I mean, you can see how high it is up on the buildings and everything.
This area here, this tree kind of blocked a lot of snow from coming down, so it's not
Yeah.
easy for everybody to see what it is over
Yeah, way over there. So this is your generator house, huh?
there. You'll find it is a mess because I'm working on trying to rebuild this thing.
Uh-huh.
So this is just a little Yanmar diesel engine. Great, can't kill them.
Mhm.
Keep air, fuel, and oil. This thing lasts forever.
He just trudges along. Curmudges along. This is an old Chinese water-cooled unit that I finally got cranking. I just need to find some parts to get it running. Always good to have backups. Out here, backups on backups.
So this is the generator house. So what does this generator cover as far as what are you doing with this here?
It covers the cabin I live in, the barn,
Uh-huh. The barn.
off of the house. It covers the little cabin here, as well as the building I have the chickens in, which is my mechanical shop, as well as the moose cock.
Now, are you charging a battery bank with this and just
Yes.
maintain it and running an inverter?
This is run my in the middle house. I have a Schneider Context 3,000 watt inverter charger or inverter charge system. That feeds into this cabin, which has got a 12 volt battery in it for the water pump and some of the lights. It does have 120 in it. The machine shop and the chicken coop's just got regular lighting in it off of fluorescent LEDs.
Uh-huh.
The large house has its own system, and we'll get to that here in a little bit.
Cool. Well, why don't you give us a little? Let's go out, tour outside and see what you got for buildings wise here. So you got the main cabin here, little L-shaped cabin, 2-story. Well, first story in a loft area, and then this is a little guest cabin that he's got over here. And solar panels when the sun's shining.
Solar panels are quite old.
Yeah, they are. But you know, the cells, they last a long time. It's the skin on top of them that wears out.
So over here, we got what we call it the trapper cabin.
Uh-huh.
It's what it's designed after, very low ceiling, stuff like that. Behind that, there's a woodshed on one side, and then there's a secondary generator building. Don't know if any of the old generators work in there, so we're probably going to take that out and turn it into an outside bathroom.
When did you move up here?
I moved up here in September.
In September, so not even a year on the property. And most of this stuff was here when he got here.
Yeah, just
And,
making improvements and finishing stuff, and cleaning it up, making it look better than it was before we got here.
There you go. All right, well, let's go check out the barn. Nice to get away from that noisy generator too. But this will give you a good idea. I want to stand down there inside, and you can see snow level. It's deep out here, folks.
And I've run over this and I've shoveled this a couple times,
Yep.
and I just gave up.
You figure that's the ground level down there, and it's above a 55-gallon drum deep.
Yep.
In this area right here. So let's check out the workshop.
Yeah, this has been a work in progress. This is all stuff that's going to go to the trash that I got to take into town. I've got all my chainsaws, a few other small generators over here.
Folks, what you don't realize is when we say take stuff into town from out here, it ain't just a matter of throwing it in the trunk or the back of your truck, is it?
No, it's not.
It's a process.
On the train in bags, and hopefully they don't get cranky with me.
Cool.
This is eventually is going to be my woodworking shop, and hopefully with Dave's help, we're going to put a rocket mass heater in here for down here and for upstairs, which is also partially a greenhouse.
Yep. That's what we were talking about in here last night, is area like this, putting a bench and the rocket with the barrel and stuff like that. Once he's not done with his walls. He's got some bat and stuff he's got to put up here on here yet. But once he gets this airtight and a little bit of insulation in here, man, rocket mass,
Yep.
You're going to have the toastiest shop in Alaska. That's for sure.
Hopefully.
Yep. So it's a bit of a garage. He's got his wheelers in here because we can't use these very much this kind of weather with the snow.
Nope.
Dependent on snow machines. And so we got some stairs.
Yep. Let's go up there.
Yeah, let's check that out. Yo, holy holies, look at this. We got a beautiful greenhouse.
Roughly 12 or 16 by 20.
16 by 20. And it's been covered in plastic, and they had some greenhouse plastic up in here, and it lasted pretty good, but wind and stuff that you get, yeah, well, you guys saw also what it did out of my place, you know, I mean, it just tore greenhouses apart. So you're gonna replace the top with this stuff here.
Yep.
And that'll last a heck of a lot longer.
Probably should all last week.
Yeah. And then we're talking rocket mass up here too, because this area over here, you said you wanted to turn this like into a little wood turning shop.
Yeah,
you know?
my wood lathe up here.
Uh-huh.
My flexible shaft tools for grinding and stuff like
Uh-huh.
that.
So we were talking about coming in here and dropping the ceiling in here to get a lower ceiling level to hold heat better, and insulating these walls, and then doing another rocket mass where we can have the barrel in here and put a wall up here, and then have our bench going this way out into the greenhouse, and the bench stays warm, keeps the greenhouse warm, the plants stay warm, and they love it. So
Hopefully it's alright, but we should be able to extend our growing season well into the winter.
yeah, and see, that's the thing up here is we may get a lot of sun, but ground temperatures, you see, we're 5 days into spring and there's still 6 foot of snow on the ground. So we have big challenges with that kind of stuff.
We're
So,
not out of the snow weather yet either. We still could get a couple more feet if it
Yep.
came down.
but when you got a greenhouse, it ups the game. When you have a greenhouse with a rocket mass in it, oh yeah, can't wait. This is going to be so cool. Awesome. All right, what else we got to see around here? All right, we're stepping down into the chicken coop, and it is a step down. Check this out. Snow machine storage, deep snow. We got a little mechanical shop over here. And you said you're going to turn this into doing engine work and stuff, right?
Yeah, that's what the original owner had before.
Mhm.
It set up his mechanical shop. You see down here.
Oh, better than you think. Hello, Rooster. Yeah, it actually is showing up pretty halfway decent on the camera, but you got some motors down
But
there.
I've got 2 horizontal diesel engines down here that are in really good shape that I need to get implemented into doing stuff. There's a generator head over there. So, I mean, there's a lot that I could be doing here.
You got a lot, dude. You got a lot of potential here.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and all this came with it, right? You didn't haul all this stuff. This has been up here.
The only thing that I purchased to bring up here was my stoves, the Can-Am wheeler, and the Tundra snow machine.
Uh-huh.
And that's the only things that have been brought up.
Yeah.
Everything else was here.
Awesome. And over on this side,
Get the egg factory.
we're doing the chicken in the egg factory. Look at them beautiful birds. That's an awesome setup you got. And this is where they winter, right?
Yeah, look at that. We got 4 eggs already today.
4 eggs already.
No, I'll leave them now. I'll grab them after.
We hear ya. But you got wind. Now, you don't heat this coop, do you?
No. The chickens are actually good down to about almost 30 below. You want to watch them. You want a wide purchase so they don't get frostbite on their feet. You have to pay attention to them. If you don't, they're going to get sick. We lost one to being egg bound and some other health issues. I think the rooster beat her up in the end.
Yeah.
On our farm, we didn't have too much ventilation back in New Hampshire. And we had a couple hundred chicken at a time. You know, we did broilers, so.
But that was also back in the day before they antibiotic everything up and medicated everything up, and you got to grow it in 15 days or it ain't profitable.
Right.
And yeah, we're going back to the old ways.
But you know, they got their life from that. I just turned the overhead light on it, but they did not stop laying this winter.
Yeah.
We've been water glassing eggs and storing eggs. You know, we don't wash them until it's time to use, so they stay longer. You know, the biggest mistake everybody makes is washing their eggs.
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
don't wash them. You can leave them on the counter for 2 to 3 weeks, and then put them in the refrigerator for another month or 2.
Yeah. Because washing them, there's a coating that the chicken's butt puts on the egg, and it's when you look at it, shiny.
Yep.
And what it does is your eggshells are porous,
Yep.
and eggs go bad by air. And the longer they sit out, even refrigerated or unrefrigerated, once they get oxygen in them, they start going bad.
A lot of people don't know too is how to set your eggs when you store them. If you put the point down, you're better off because there's an egg sac or an air sac in there, and if it travels through, you can get bacteria in it.
And how many birds you got in here?
We got 6 right now.
6 birds. So what do we got going on over here?
This
Seems like
is
a pretty
house
big building.
that the original owner started building, and it was for his wife Nancy. When we got here, it was just a shell, and nothing was done on the inside. It had two sides with siding on it. One was partial, one was fully up, and that was it. I've had to put Tyvek up. I put siding up. I still have one more end to do and finish putting siding up here, but I could not finish yet because I still got to put the trimmer on the windows and stuff like that.
So what's your plan? You're going to finish this off and then come move over into here?
Yeah, I'll live in this one here.
Yeah, live in this one, and then we'll have 2 cabins right there to rent out for people. And
Friends, family, and rentals.
friends, family, rentals.
Be all right.
Everybody's got guest cabins in Alaska.
Yeah.
All right, let's go check out the inside. All right. Look at this here. You want to go and start in the big room or in here? Doesn't matter.
I'll just start here.
Yeah.
This is going to be the bathroom. We've got a 170-gallon stock tank that I'm going to use for a tub for now. Just going to drain it outside. You know, it's
Gray water.
It's gray water. It's not going to hurt anything. Then I've got a sink here that actually driftwood that I found. I'm going to show you the bowl for the sink. I'm just going to get it stabilized and get it cleaned up really good.
That's going to be gorgeous.
Yep. This bathroom's going to be kind of steampunk themed a little bit with a little bit of wood.
It's all framed 2x6, or is it?
It's all 2x6 framing.
You get nice,
It's very well insulated.
nice
I've got
big
to finish
thick
putting
insulation.
Gotta put the plastic up in here yet. Finish a few more spots of insulation. But this area was actually supposed to be an art studio originally for the original owners, and I decided to get that.
There you go.
I've got to move some plumbing, but it's okay.
Cool.
Sliding doors going to be put here, like farm barn doors going to go here and over here. And this is going to be the pantry. Don't mind the fridge. It's part of the testing system right now that I'm doing for the new solar panel system for the generator stuff. I have a grow watt in here. It is a 3,000 watt converter. It'll also charge the batteries off on 2000 generator at 60 amps. And it also has an MPPT charge controller in it for up to 2,000 watts of solar panels. Currently, I just picked up these batteries from one of the local companies. They are batteries from the University of Fairbanks, 12-volt systems, but I run a 24-volt system, so it's all series and parallel. And these went in on Tuesday, and they're just now at 24.5, running a refrigerator and lights in here for the last couple days. So they're going to do well. I have 6 more of these coming.
Well, that's going to be some battery storage, buddy.
Serious power.
Yeah.
I won't have to do much charging during the winter time.
maybe once every 3 days, maybe 4 days.
Now, what's the difference between your batteries back here, which are your standard deep cycle lead acid batteries?
Those
What are these?
Those are 6-volt batteries. These are lead acid, and these are AGM.
Okay.
Absorbed glass mat. They are very dense. They're high end. They're probably about 125, 130 pounds a piece.
Yeah, they are chunky.
Yeah.
And how'd you get them here?
The train.
On the
The
train.
train brought them up. We unloaded them onto my sled that I pulled behind my tongue. Brought them up here, and then I had to lug them into the house.
Wow.
A mile of trails to get them
A
out.
mile of trail, and each one of them weighs what, about 125 pounds, you said?
Yep.
Wow. And if, I don't know, it depends on whether we release the cooking with my Nomi's video or not, but we were in here last night making dinner on this gorgeous, gorgeous wood stove.
Yeah, this is my Obadiah 2000 wood cook stove. We bought this from Obadiah Stoves in Montana. I love it.
Uh-huh.
Everybody's all the stainless. You burnt it. No, stainless
No.
discolors when you get it hot.
This is called patina.
Yes, and it does clean off.
Mm-hmm.
But this thing will actually heat up to between a 2,700 to 3,000 square foot house. When I have this thing on, it keeps this house steady at 65, 70 degrees without burning too much wood. It has a huge firebox.
Yeah, this firebox is every bit as big as any Blaze King I've ever seen.
Yes.
If not bigger. I mean,
It's-
that thing is freaking huge.
Yes, and it's got a fairly decent sized oven.
Uh-huh. So this is your bacon oven, which is next to it.
Yep. To run this one here, once you get your fire going, you get it up to temperature. You pull that up, and it stops the flames from coming up and roiling around up here, and makes it go all the way around, then out. So that's how you keep it an even firebox or oven box. The old style stuff, you have to open up, spin your stuff, put it back in to keep it baking on an even level. Because here, stops that. I've been baking bread out here. I've made so much stuff out here, and I had to rotate it like in the old stuff.
Oh, and that bread you made last night went so good with that moose stew. Holy cow. Last night's dinner was slap your mama good.
You know, and on the back side of it over here, I have 22 gallons worth of water I can make at any given time, and it just basically heats it up the residual heat of the stove. I do have the kit. If you see these two holes right here, there's knockouts in there, and I have a 24-inch heating tube that goes inside the firebox, and it will heat this too quickly. It's that one there. The 24 inch is mostly designed for having an external water tank, heating tank, almost like you would have in a regular house. They have a 12-inch version that goes in here for heating this up, where I can actually heat this water up in about an hour. You know, but
These look like they hold what, about 5 gallons? 6 gallons?
About 11 gallons.
Oh, about 11. Oh, yeah. I guess so. Ooh, condensation.
yeah, condensation, gotcha. But there's quite a bit in there, more than most people realize, and it does cross over.
So these two tanks are actually connected together?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, on the side of the stack.
And really, I mean, the stack is warming them up.
Yep.
They're touching the surface of the stove, not very much.
Well, where it really gets its heat is right here, where the flue comes, where it comes into the flue.
Yeah.
Because it'll all roll around right in here and heat up this plate here and go up and radiate into the pan.
But still, look at the amount of.
Yeah.
It's only contacting right there and right there. So that's amazing.
Yes.
You know?
It's
And you got options. I mean, you can put, like, you've got a little valve on here. So if you're filling your hot water buckets, there's another bung on that one.
Yep.
And what do you got going on there? What's that?
That's the secondary regulator
Mm-hmm.
for adjusting your temperature. I pretty much keep it right there except for when I'm starting it.
Uh-huh.
And then I adjust the primary air regulator around the front, and that helps keep the glass clean and stuff like that in the firebox.
So right now this looks like a humble backwoods workshop, but this is actually going to be your living quarters, living room, and
this area right here is going to be my kitchen.
Mhm.
My baking station will be over here. I'll have my mixers over here, and you come down this wall, you have more cabinetry below, and it'll be invisible bracket shelves up above. I have a hammered copper sink that's going to go over here. I was going to do a built-in refrigeration system over here, but I decided I'm going to start using an old icebox style and convert it over to 24-volt DC marine refrigeration later on. So I got to finish that area, and then you go down here. This is going to be all open kitchen area. I'll have a standstill table to roll around here, and then you come down here into the dining area. where you can see I'm experimenting, finishing off the walls and how I'm going to do it. And I think I found the way I'm going to do it. The house does not, it has 120 power, but only a few outlets. I have mostly in the kitchen because of my electronic appliances for baking and cooking. I have a few around the living room and the dining room that have USB ports for charging that way. Actually, all the lighting in here is going to be 24 volt LED. You can use regular fixtures. You can buy the proper bulbs on Amazon. They burn 1/4 of an amp an hour. I mean, I can light this whole place up inside and maybe burn 3 amps an hour with having every light on in the house. Is that going to happen? I'll never have them all on. Kitchen will have good lighting, so I like to be able to see when I'm cooking. Put a nice big TV over here. You know, I do like to watch some shows. Of course, we have the view of Denali out this one. Windows over here too, but she's hidden today.
Yeah, she is. We got some decent pictures of her yesterday. Covered in clouds, but she made an appearance. There it is, the great one. The great one. She's over there. She's over there. Believe it or not, she's over there. So you're talking all this 24 volt stuff, and you know we're talking off grid out here. Where did you get your wisdom on how to do this? Have you been living off grid all your life?
I've been off grid for a chunk. I'm a retired shipwright out of Florida, originally a farm boy from New Hampshire, but I lived on my sailboat for the last number of years. And if I decided I wanted to up and go, I just unplugged my boat from the shore and untie my lines and away I go. And I was self-sufficient no matter where I was. I had solar panels on my boats. So I never really carried a generator except for maybe a Honda 2000 for an emergency. I had air conditioning on my boats whenever I needed it. And I set other people's boats up to do it, as well as, you know, I started off detailing boats. And then I moved into rebuilds. And, you know, it's passion. Yeah. But the sun tried to kill me, and I said, I'm done.
Yeah, there you go. That's one thing with that. When you live in those hot climates, once you get heat stroke, you're susceptible to it.
And I had it 4 times in 2 months, and I had some other health issues come up, and I'm like, I'm done. I'm heading out, and here I am.
There you go. And he got up here in September, and we ran into him. He found one of our videos, and we started chatting and got to be friends, and he invited me up here, so that's why we're here now. But what I find interesting, I've tried to explain this to other people too, is the transition between sailboat living to this kind of living. The off-grid stuff really transitions over pretty, I mean, at least the wisdom, the skill set of it. A few little tweaks here and there, but how to run batteries and charge stuff and use stuff. And he's one of the few people that I found has the same opinion of inverters that I do. Inverters are a waste of electricity.
But a necessity.
A necessity if you want to run your TVs and your fridges and stuff like that. But, you know, all your lighting and stuff, switch over to 12 volt or 24 volt.
Yeah, or even 48.
Even 48, because, yeah.
It's going to take less power because every amp that you use on an inverter, it takes anywhere from 2 to 10 amps to create out of the battery.
To create that, yeah. So
I mean, you watch your efficiency ratings on your inverter system.
Yeah, and that's not sustainable.
No.
That's not, you know, doing the way we like to do it. You know, we like to be sustainable. We like being efficient, and we don't want to waste because when you got to haul everything out here on the train, especially, you don't waste nothing. You save everything.
There's only a couple ways to get things out here.
Yep.
Train, tundra truck, river, or air.
Yep.
And I've had to do air a few times.
And we'll show some pictures of the stove being dropped off with a helicopter here a couple months ago. Yeah, that's what they brought this thing in, folks, from the Talkeetna Airport on a helicopter. They lifted it up and dropped it right out here in the front yard. That's pretty cool. Well, Nomies, that was a heck of a lot of fun, but we got a lot more to show. So we got some more videos coming up. We're going to show you the rest of the homestead, how his main house operates, how he takes care of things. We're even going to make some dinner, so stay tuned. If you want to make sure that you get notified with these next videos coming up, go ahead. Hit that little subscribe thing right there in the corner, right there. And of course, since we took all this time to make the videos for you, could you hit the like button? And if you got any questions, you got something to say, Here's them googly googlers down there in the bottoms. Until next time.
I'm a know-me, he's a know-me, she's a know-me, you're a know-me, wouldn't you like to be a know-me?
Put your comment down on the bottom.
Click the subscribe down on the bottom, click the like button.
Down on the bottom.
Make a comment.
Down on the bottom.
Peace out.